आदिवासियों और जनजातियों की नुमाइंदगी कर रहे थे छोटा नागपुर के मुंडा जनजाति के श्री जयपाल सिंह मुंडा। एक ईसाई मिशनरी परिवार की मदद से पढ़ने के लिए वो ऑक्सफोर्ड इंग्लैंड गए थे। वो बहुत अच्छे हॉकी खिलाड़ी थे और 1928 में ओलंपिक गोल्ड जीतने वाली भारतीय टीम के कप्तान भी। आदिवासियों के लिए आरक्षण के मुद्दे को उन्होंने सभा के सामने पूरे जोर से रखा।
As far as properties are concerned, we ought to provide for restrictions in public interest for the protection of minority and backward groups.
Absolutely. And this is very important. Very, very important. You see, I being an Adivasi can vouch for the fact that this one thing either makes me, gives me a new life or finishes me off completely. We must make it definite that the lands of the Adivasis are protected. And I want it to be definitely, most certainly mentioned in the Constitution.
Very well. In pursuance of what Sri Jayapal Singh has just said, we might add, after public interest, including the protection of minority groups and tribes.
Why not?
उस दिन एक हक तो हमने हर आदिवासी को दे ही दिया कि उनकी भूमि न कोई खरीद सकता है और न वो उसे किसी गैर आदिवासी को बेच सकते हैं। आज 6 दशकों बाद औरतें आरक्षण की मांग कर रही हैं, क्योंकि हमारे सदनों में महिला सांसदों की तादाद औरतों की आबादी के अनुपात में ना के बराबर है। आगे चलकर संविधान सभा में बात जब शस्त्र रखने के हक को लेकर हुई तो केवल सिखों को किरपाण रखने का अधिकार मिला। फौरन दूसरे लोगों ने अपने अपने रिवाजों की दुहाई देते हुए शस्त्र रखने के हक को मूल अधिकारों के तौर पर मांगा। आदिवासियों के नेता और नुमाइंदे श्री जयपाल सिंह के तेवर तो सबसे अलग थे।
Sir, this matter of the Arms Act has been mischievously applied against the Adivasis. Let me give you the instance of the Oraons. They are the 4th largest group of Adivasis in India. Just about now, there is a festival in which these Oraons get together, walk in a procession, carrying arms and weapons like lathis, bows and arrows, and they go to various akhadas in the villages. Now, this has been going on for centuries. Last year, all of a sudden, we were told that we should not carry any arms and weapons. Now, I don't mind pointing out, there are several members sitting here who are from Bihar. They won't be able to get back to their homes if they're not escorted by these people with arms. Every 7 years, it is the custom in Chota Nagpur, during festivals like Era Chandra and Jani Shikhar, Adivasi women get together, dress as men, and hunt in the jungles. Now, this is the only occasion that allows these women to show their masculine prowess naturally. So they love to dress as their men do. They love to carry arms and weapons like their men do. Arms like lathis, bows and arrows, bhalas, and so forth. But according to this particular article in the Constitution, my fear is that upon seeing these women walking into the jungles with arms in their hands, the government might interpret that they were getting together for some kind of dangerous purpose.
And I propose to accept his amendment. So the matter may be postponed until then.
I submit that by the back door, there seems to be a collective attempt here to interfere with the religious rights of the most ancient people of this country, the Adivasis. I remember during our discussions in the advisory committee, Maulana Azad was pleased to put a direct question to me. And his question was, क्या ये मजहबी चीज है? Is this a religious matter? Now, sir, as far as the Adivasis are concerned, there's absolutely no religious ceremony, no religious festival that can be performed or celebrated without the use of rice beer. So pardon my saying so, but this amendment seems to be a vicious one. It seeks to interfere with my religious rights. So whether you put it in the Constitution or not, I am not prepared to give up my religious privileges.
छोटे अल्पसंख्यक समुदायों की भाषाओं के अपने दावे थे, जैसे कि आदिवासियों की भाषाएं।
Mr. President, So I feel that I would not be discharging my duties properly if I didn't plead to the House that in Schedule 7A, some of the Adivasi languages, which are spoken not just by a few, but literally by millions, should also be included. These languages are Mundari, Gondi, and Oraon. Sir, all I plead to this House is simply this, that the languages spoken by the most ancient people living in this country should find a place of honor in the schedule.